Hello world, how you guys doing? Welcome to Mayhem in May. This is day 18, and today we are going to talk about set goals and stick to them. So listen, guys, the synopsis of this particular topic is my number one small business management tip for small business owners and entrepreneurs is centered around goal setting. It's critical to define where you want to go and develop goals on how to get there. With goal setting comes transparency and team alignment on your goals, ensuring everyone from the top of the organization to the interns understanding the direction and goals of the company which has been extremely critical and crucial to success in any business. So I'm excited about this topic. The speaker that is going to be speaking about this topic is an amazing brother and a friend of mine. I can't wait to bring him on stage so he can give us the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding when it comes to this particular topic. But before we dive in and we go any further, I would love to bring on my co-host. You guys know her as Coach CC, but she is going to just shed some light on this particular topic, give her little input, and then she is going to introduce our amazing speaker on the stage. Miss Sharia Williams, are you there?
Absolutely. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Coach CC in the house. Yes, I'm so excited to be here on this 18th day of May. I can't believe it. We are rocking and rolling, and we have such a phenomenal speaker coming up. I'm glad you guys are tuning in because you cannot miss this guy. I love him. He's a dear friend of mine. He's my brother, and he has so many positive things to say. I'm sure he's going to give you all his contact information after the end of his presentation, so you too can stay in contact. But what do I, Coach CC, have to say with setting goals? Well, of course, I have a lot to say because I have to work with clients and help them to set goals. And I like to use terms called like SMART and SMART goals, but I'm not going to get all into that because perhaps Brother James is going to allude to that, and maybe not, but I know he has some amazing things to say. And so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up to the stage. So everybody get prepared and welcome Brother James to the platform.
Good evening. Thank you so much, Sharia, Sister Sharia, and Dr. Pitts. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on. And yes, my name is, I go by the name of Brother James. I run a nonprofit organization called Project Men United. I'm also, I have a podcast called The Judas Den Show that airs, usually it airs on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so basically a lot of things that I talk about is personal development and things of that nature. But tonight, again, I really appreciate this opportunity. Tonight, I want to talk to you about setting goals and sticking to them and how important it is to set goals. In every area of your life, you need to have goals. If you want your business to grow, even if you want your life to grow, you have to set goals. And so I'm just going to jump right into it, setting goals and sticking to them, because both are so important. Okay, now we're going to define the word setting goal. This is the definition that really stuck out to me. It's a goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or group or people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. Now I'm gonna say that again. Envision, plan, and commit to achieve. Now, to envision means to see something with one's mind or imagine. In this presentation, you're gonna hear me talk a lot about imagination because that plays a major role. Envision means to see something within one's mind or to imagine. I think it was Peter Drucker that says we're living in the era of the 3 C's: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. So everything starts in the mind. What do you see? Okay, when it comes to building your business, when it comes, whether you are working from home or you have a storefront, it doesn't matter. Even in your entire life, you need to set goals. You have to have something that you see first, because it starts up here. Then it says plan, a detailed layout for doing or achieving something. So it's like a map that you create. You see it in your mind's eye, and now you create a plan on how to get there, but that's still not enough. Number 3, you have to commit to it. It says to carry into action deliberately. In order for it to go from here to manifestation, you got to put it into action. Nothing happens until you put these things into action. Now, to repeat what I just said, we're going to go back to the definition again. A definition of a goal. A goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. Les Brown said goals are like roadmaps. They give direction for where you want your life journey to take you. Without goals, without a direction, you have nothing to commit yourself to. Now, usually when I'm watching a presentation like this, I would usually take my phone and I would take a picture of the screen just so I can commit it to memory. Because sometimes I can't write as fast, and sometimes people go through slides real quick. Okay, so sometimes I just take my phone, take a picture of the screen, and that way I can connect it to memory, and I can go back later and I'll go over just a little tip I want to throw out there. Okay, goals are like roadmaps. They give direction for what you want, where you want your life journey to take you. Without goals, without a direction, you have nothing to commit yourself to. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have 4 topics of discussion when it comes to setting goals and sticking to them. Number 1, reasons for setting goals. Number 2, benefits of setting goals. And number 3, how to set goals. And lastly, the importance of sticking to them. Now, each topic will have 3 subtopics. It sounds like a lot, but we're going to go through them pretty fast. So please, like I said, take your phone, take some pictures. I'll sit it up there for a little while. We have a conversation, and then we'll move on to the next point. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. Tony Robbins says setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible to the visible. Everything starts in the mind. Remember what I said? That's where everything starts. Whatever business that you have, even if you have not began yet, but you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, everything starts up here. So in order for it to go from here into manifestation, we have to set goals. We have to set goals. We have to envision it. We have to put the plan together, and we have to commit it to action. Okay, so let's move on. Reasons for setting goals. Now, there are several reasons that we set goals, but I want to highlight these 3. Number 1, a reason for setting goal is to fulfill a need. A need is something that is absolutely important and essential in order to fulfill a desired result or objective. Let me say that again. A need is something that is absolutely important and essential in order to fulfill a desired result or objective. Think about this for a second. There is a need in the marketplace. That is why you came up with the idea of entrepreneur, whatever your entrepreneur ventures are, or whatever your business, it's providing a need. Now, here's the thing. The need that you are fulfilling in the public, there's still a need for your business in order for your business to fulfill that need in the public. So what is the need? I'll give you an example. Buying a house. The need is a good, solid foundation. Regardless of what type of furniture I have in there, regardless of what type of paintings that I have on the wall, that doesn't matter if the foundation is cracked. So the need is the foundation. Without the foundation, the house would not stand. So your business needs a need. It's not only fulfilling a need in the public, but it's also your business itself needs a solid foundation, and the needs of the business has to be met in order for it to fulfill the needs of the public. Maybe it's your paperwork or different things that you need your company, that your company thrives on. Think about this for a second. When we was going through the pandemic, there was a lot of people out there whose businesses stayed afloat. Okay, and the reason why is because several different businesses met the needs of the company. That's why they was able to stay afloat in many cases. So you have to decide, what is the need for my company? What need do I have to put these things in place? If everything else falls down around me, as long as I meet that need, everything will stay afloat. So it's up to you to decide what is the need. Now, number 2, reason for creating a goal, it develops creativity. Now, whenever I think of creativity, I think of 2 words, inventive and innovation. Now, creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. There's that word again, imaginative. Everything starts up here. Creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. Now, inventive, having the ability to create or design new and improved methods and ideas. And innovation, to make changes by developing new methods and ideas. I remember it was something that Jim Rohn said. It's one thing to set a goal, but what you become in the process of reaching that goal is gold. Okay, so it develops your creativity. When we was designing our nonprofit organization, so many things that we had to go through. We'll put an image, we'll put a logo out there that wasn't good enough. Somebody else already had the logo. So we had to come back and we had to think. We had to become creative on putting something out there. Even when it came down to coming up with the name, so many people had certain names. So we had to come back and we had to, because we was working side by side with somebody who was very skilled in this area. So we was working along with them, and that brought out that creativity in us. Not only just the name, not only just the idea itself, but what will we do in the public that can stand out from everybody else? So that creativity began to flow. We sat up for hours on the phone, just having a conversation, and that brought that creativity out of us. Once you got it, no one can take it from you. And number 3, it establishes priorities. We know now priorities is the fact or condition of being regarded or treated as more important. So we knew that this had to be done first. We can wait on this. We can put this aside, but this has to be done first. If we don't do this, then this is going to fall. So it establishes priority. And it not only helped us in business, but it also helped me in life to put things where they belong and the importance of what they're supposed to be. So it establishes priorities. So to recap, it fulfills a need, develops creativity, and it establishes priority. Jim Rohn said the ultimate reason for setting goals is to entice you to become the person it takes to achieve it. That is one of the most, that was a brilliant quote, because what you become in the process from going to where you are, for it just being an idea to it being manifested into reality, the person you become in the process. So by the time you get to that goal, you're built for it because you went through everything it took. The ups and the downs. I remember something that Napoleon Hill said. He said, if you put your plans out there and you're met with failure, that does not mean you are a failure. Maybe your ideas, maybe your plans were not sound. Go back, recreate it again, and come back out, but don't quit. The person you become in the process of achieving or setting or reaching that goal, the person you become is going to be the person you're going to be built for life whenever you set up another goal. The ultimate reason for setting goals is to entice you to become the person it takes to achieve it. Now, number 2, the benefits of setting goals. Now, like I say, I know there's many, but these are the 3 that stuck out to me. Number 2, benefits of setting goals. Number 1, it unlocks potential. So many of us are walking around with potential on the inside of us. And the reason why that potential has not manifested and the reason why it hasn't came out yet, because number 1, many of us don't know we have it. And number 2, every time we're met with a obstacle, our minds have been conditioned to stop. And so we go no further. Your business doesn't grow. You don't grow. If the people there, you have a team, then they won't grow as well. So one thing about the benefits of setting a goal, once you set a goal, you already know that you want to fulfill that goal. You don't want to start something and then stop in the middle because it'll never be achieved. So it unlocks potential. Potential is qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future successes or usefulness. Once you do it one time, the next goal, you know it's possible for you to do it because that potential. Remember what I said, once you get there, the person that you became in the process, you're going to make your business successful because every time you're met with something, you're going to always be able to overcome it. Why? Even though it's something different, because you overcame it the last time. Okay? So it unlocks potential. Number 2, it creates vision, the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination and wisdom. Imagination and wisdom. You're creating a vision. You see it. You know what you want. I remember something that Les Brown said. He said he envisioned himself standing on the stage speaking to thousands. Then he had to come back to where he was today. Now, what would it take to get there? He had to develop a plan in order to get there with all of, remember what I said in the beginning, accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. This is not to scare anyone. It's to just let you know that this is what you're up against. Because one of the things that we had to ask, how is our men's group any different than any other men's group? Okay, what will make people look at us and not somebody else? Okay, because of all these groups out here today. One of the things that we knew that women were going to be involved. Why? Because we was mentoring not only men, but was mentoring boys. And so a lot of those boys, majority of them, was with single mothers. So we know we can't bring in the boys without bringing in the mothers. So all those things had to go into action in order for us to fulfill. So we had to develop vision, because if we wanted it to work, vision was key. We had to see it in our mind's eye in order for us to manifest it. We were going back and across the table from each other. One person had an idea, I had an idea, and we were able to see those things. And because we were able to see it, we was able to move forward. Okay, number 3, it provides direction. Remember what Les Brown said? It gives direction for where you want your life journey to take you. Direction is the chosen, listen, the chosen path needed, which leads to a particular result. So it's not just any direction, it's a direction. I remember there was in the story Alice in Wonderland. She was going down the street and she came to a fork in the road, did not know which way to go. So she asked the cat sitting in the tree, which way did I go? The cat said, where are you going? She said, I don't know. He said, well, any road will get you there. Okay, so you got to know exactly where you want to go. That's what that goal for. That's what that goal is. The goal is there. You've set it. It's out there. You see it in your mind's eye. Now we got to provide direction. Once you make that plan, that is the direction in order to get there. Okay. Bruce Lee said, if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Let me say that again. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily toward that goal. Notice he said, make at least one definite move daily toward that goal. Okay. This plan of action that you put together, it has to go toward the goal that you've set. This is one of the reasons why goals are so important. Okay, here we go. How to set goals. Be specific with what you want. Create a plan. There it is again. Create a plan, take immediate action. I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but one of the things that I learned is repetition is the mother of all habits. Whatever you consistently put into practice becomes habit, and those habits become a lifestyle. Let me say that again. Whatever you consistently put into practice becomes habit, and those habits become a lifestyle. So how do we set goals? You have to be specific with what you want. It got to be specified, precise, definite, and particular. What is the goal? What is the goal for your business? What is the goal for your entrepreneur pursuits? That's something that you have to decide. It has to be something that's reachable. It has to be something that's going to move you. It has to be something that's going to be effective. Okay. And it has to be something that's going to challenge you. As long as you stay within your comfort zone, that's where you're going to remain. Your goal has to challenge you. It has to stretch you. It has to put you out there, but it has to be specific. What type of business do you have, and what do you want your business to do? That's going to determine your goal. And you got to be specific in what you want to do. Know what you want, how it looks, and what you want it to do. You got to know what you want, how does it look, and what is it that you want it to do. That is so, so important. Number 2, create a plan. Here we go again. Create a plan. It is so important that we create a plan to devise or create detailed proposal for doing or achieving an objective. I'm going back to it again. You got to put a plan together. Just going out there and you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you got to go get advice. Sometimes you got to talk to the people that have already been there. Okay. Number 1, I really want to say this, and I really want to stress this. Once you find somebody that's mentoring you and that's taking you that direction, you've told them what you want and you know they've already done it, don't turn around and listen to the naysayers, because they don't see your vision. The vision was given to you specifically. They don't see your vision. Listen to the people you've invested yourself in. Sometimes you're going to have to pay money. Sometimes you got to come out of the pocket. It's up to you. You know how important your business is to you. You know how important your entrepreneurial pursuits are for you. You know how it's important. We had a passion for helping people in the community. That's what we wanted to do. That's something we had been talking about. Now we know we went through the pandemic and stuff like that, and I had some physical ailments that I had to go through, and so everything was kind of on hold. But now we had to come back, and we're putting everything together. And what I'm sharing with you now, this is what we're doing, because we ran into some people who didn't see the way that we was going in two separate directions. So we had to end up just going our separate ways. We're still friends, but we had to end up going our separate ways because we knew where we wanted to go, and we wasn't going to compromise. And that is so important. Do not compromise. Okay, then you got to take immediate action. The proper and specific procedure, typically to achieve an aim, you have to take action. You have to take action. There is no way, as Tony Robbins say, that you can turn the invisible to the visible unless you take action. You got to start somewhere. Okay, you got to put these things into action. And as Napoleon Hill said, even if you're met with failure, does not mean you are a failure. If you quit, that is when you become a failure. But you have to keep going because you're building a life for the future. Whenever you put something else out there, that you're going to look back on what you did and how you did it and the ups and the downs that you went through, but you made it through and you made it happen. So when it's time to do it again, even if it's a different goal, you know you have the ability to achieve it. So we have to go and put things into action. That is so, so important. Zig Ziglar said, a goal that is properly set is halfway reached. A goal that is properly set is halfway reached. I'm reminded of something that Marcus Garvey said. He said, with confidence, you've already won before you started. Without confidence, you are twice defeated in the race of life. Zig Ziglar said, a goal that is properly set is halfway reached. Okay, so for those of you out there who have already written your goals down, who have already planned it out, who's ready to put these things into action, you are halfway there already. So don't quit, don't give up, and don't stop. And you will see that thing come to pass. And lastly, the importance of sticking to them. As I said, you have three: a state of accomplishment, a sense of self-worth, and completing what you started. Okay? This is so important that you finish what you did, because to stick to them, there's benefits in sticking to a goal. You develop a state of accomplishment. You've accomplished something, regardless of what you've been told, regardless of what you've seen, regardless of what you've been through. You put something together and you made it happen. That says a lot about you. Okay, that says a lot about you. Something that has been achieved successfully. You did it. Okay. Yes, you got the help that you needed. You went and got the help. You took initiative and you did what you had to do. And now that that goal is met, the business is up, you're ready to run it. You have a state of accomplishment that no one can ever call you a failure again, because now you got proof that you made things happen. Number two, it gives you a sense of self-worth, your own personal evaluation of yourself and what you're capable of doing. If you have a high level self-worth, you will view yourself favorably and have the utmost faith that you can set and achieve your goals. You have a sense of self-worth. When you complete something, think about this. Think about when you bought your first home. Think about this for a second. You bought your first home, okay? That was a state of accomplishment, okay? You got something done. Your self-worth went up. You understand me? Because maybe you didn't see yourself doing it, because everyone else around you didn't do it. And they say that birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, that may be true for birds, but not you, okay? Because you see what you're worth. You see that you have the ability to make it happen. Yes, there was late nights. Yes, there was frustration. Yes, there was sleepless nights, but you made it happen. So the next time you got to go through it again, you may not have to stay up as late as you did. You may have a more positive team around you, but you made it happen. You know the do's and the don'ts. You saw what worked in the first time. You saw what didn't work, and you're learning from your past. Don't forget your mentors, okay? Don't forget your mentors. So sticking to them, it gives you a sense of self-worth. And last but not least, completing what you started. I can't begin to tell you how many times as a young man I set things up and never finished. When you don't finish, you'll never understand the outcome. You'll never know. You'll go through the rest of your life wondering what if, because you quit. So don't quit. When you stick to your goals and see it through to the end, you get a state of accomplishment. You understand, you get a sense of self-worth, and you actually completed what you started. Former First Lady Michelle Obama said, one of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself and never let what somebody else says distract you from your goals. That's going to be a big part. Everybody's not going to see what you're doing. They may not understand it, but you see it. See, they don't have the same vision. This is not to throw shade at anybody, but this is what you have created. This is what you're building. So this is your baby. You're the one going to give birth to it. So you have to stick to it in order for these things to work. I hope what I said tonight has helped somebody, because what I've said to you, many of you already know this. I'm just repeating something that you already know. It's common sense, but for many of us, unfortunately, it's not common practice. But everything I said to you tonight, I hope and I pray that you got something from this that'll help you take the next step in your venture for success. I'd like to thank Dr. Pitts and the team for allowing me this opportunity, and I really, really appreciate it. I really take the opportunities like this very, very seriously, and I really appreciate it. So from there, I thank you so much, and I'll turn it back over to the team.
All right. Yes, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us. You just dropped so many bombs or nuggets on us. I'm here. I'm just writing frantically, trying to take all these notes, and I couldn't keep up. I'm gonna have to schedule an appointment with you, Brother James. We're just gonna have to have a one-on-one or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I love how you kind of dropped in there about that whole screenshot situation. See, that's the magic of having a presentation. Mm-hmm. People can, say, hey, you know what did he say? What did that slide say? And they can do it like a screenshot or something like that, and then they can keep it and they can go back forth. So thank you so much for dropping that piece of knowledge on us. But you said something about I guess his name was Jim Rohn. Is that how you pronounce it? Mm-hmm. Jim Rohn. Okay. Yeah. And some gold in the process of it. You remember what that quote was? Mm-hmm. Could you say that quote again? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
About the person you become in the process of reaching that goal.
Yeah, what you're talking about? And it's something about gold. I mean, maybe you didn't say gold, but if you did say gold, like the precious metal, I was gonna say that you're 24 karat, baby. You 24 karat.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying the thing that he said was golden. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So thank you so much for all that you shared with us tonight. And I just have a few questions.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So what motivates you?
What motivates me, I'm going to be totally honest with you. What motivates me is life. Just getting up and seeing what can I accomplish. I always live by this motto. Every morning I open my eyes and my feet hit the floor. That's opportunity. And since I went through, as you all know, I went through brain surgery last year. It gave me a new perspective on life. Just to sit here and look at your faces is a blessing to me. And so to get up and see that I can at least help somebody take that next step, because I didn't, and everything just came upon me all of a sudden. My social media presence. I got some advice from certain people, and they showed me how to grow my success. And just to hear the people DM me and tell me, hey, I was struggling in this area, I was struggling in that area. Coach CC, you and I talked about this, and to see people change, that's what motivates me. To ask myself, okay, what is it that you can do today that can help a person take that next step? That's what motivates me every day.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you motivate me as well every day, because I see you every day on social media, and that's what's up. Now you on TikTok and everything. That's what's
up. Yeah.
All right. So the next question that I have is, who do you look towards for advice? Like, who do you look up to for advice?
Oh, obviously, I'm gonna say the Most High God. I'm gonna definitely say that, and it's a whole lot of people. Yourself, Dr. Pitts, definitely. I look to people that I know that are making a difference in life, and to see you all do that, it is definitely an inspiration to me. And I can look back on my life and say, okay, brother, you could, there's so many things that you could have done at a younger age, but we can't live in the past. We live for right now. So I think that it's just so many people. I can't really pinpoint one person. So many men and women have just given me advice. I remember it was 3 elders that I used to talk to all the time. One of them passed away, but they just told me a lot about life and a lot about just getting things done. My wife is definitely a big inspiration in my life, especially, when I'm feeling down, she's always there. Sometimes she knows I'm down when I don't know I'm down, and so, but it's just a whole plethora of people that I look to, books that I read, and I just keep myself motivated and keep myself up. So that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you for that answer. And last but not least, because it's just me and we're going to move on, but how do you define success as an entrepreneur?
I remember something that I think it was Earl Nightingale. He said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal or goal. And so whatever, when it comes to success in business, fulfilling a need. Someone once told me, I remember when I was in network marketing, they said if there's a need I think if there's a need in the marketplace and you feel it, you can make a lot of money. And that was so true, and I guess it's how I leave people, the need that I meet, in the lives of others. Yes. Money is the medium of exchange. So we definitely need money. Let's not, that's just a absolute truth. We definitely need money, but it's the impact that it makes.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you decided to step out on something that you had a passion for. And I honor everybody out there who are successful entrepreneurs, because success can be in the eyes of a beholder. What do you consider success? Some people may consider it this, some people may consider it that. But if you put something out there and you make it happen, regardless of whether it's big or small, because we all have the potential of making something big, but to actually put it out there and you make it happen, I define that as success, definitely.
Me too. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Dr. Pitts.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Thank
that.
you, Sharia. Brother James, my God, man. One of the things I get excited about with this Mayhem in May is that we record these, right? When we go live, you guys can go back and you can watch the knowledge that these individuals that I would consider experts in these topics, right? And Brother James, you gave some great advice. And you said something that was so profound when you said that I may sound like I'm repeating myself, right? But repetition is key. And I tell all my individuals, in order for you to really hone in on being successful at anything that you want to do, it takes 7 days for your mind, body, and soul to actually say, okay, we're about to do this. And then it takes 21 days for your mind, body, and soul to say, okay, this is what's set in stone. This is now my daily regimen. And then it takes 90 days for now your mind, body, and soul to say, okay, this is now my lifestyle. So it's very, very important. I think that was very, very key with you, being able to go back and showcase everybody that, hey, there goes that word again, because repetition is key. So my questions, my brother, my first question is, when did you know you wanted to become an entrepreneur?
I guess it kept eating away at me. It's like, and I remember someone told me, he said, until you step out on a thing, it will never leave you alone. And, you try to put it aside, you try to leave it alone. No, I'm comfortable right here. But the thought kept coming. The thought continued to come. And I'll give you an example. My coaching business, that came upon me all of a sudden. It was always a thought. I gave my sister, Coach CC, a call. We had a great conversation. And afterwards, I did what a couple of people said. I went on TikTok. And in less than a couple of months, I gained up to almost 60,000 followers just following what someone said that I should do. And so it came upon me all of a sudden. But it was always a thought. It was always something tugging at me. And I just stopped ignoring it. And I remember something that Whitney Young says, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. And so it just sat on me, just ate away at me, and I was living within the context of people's opinion, and I was living within the context of my comfort zone. It never would leave me alone. And so I said, you know what, let me try it. because everything was up here. The doubt and all that was up here. But that was something that I could control. And once I began to understand that, that is when I said, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just try it. And as I was telling Coach Cece, I get my inspiration from so many people. It was Gail Devers that said, you'll never know what you accomplish until you give it a try. And so I remember that. And so I just stepped down and said, hey, you know what? And I talked to my business partner. I said, you know what? Let's put this together and see where it goes. And that's what we did. But it just kept nagging at me. So that's pretty much what pushed me.
And I'm so glad that you use that, because I want everybody to take that same analogy, and I want you to understand we are creatures of our own behavior. And what do I mean by that? Meaning that just like Brother James was saying, it was eating away at him. You'll find individuals who will say, I'll say, hey guys, let's go out to eat. Let's go eat at this place. Let's eat this particular food. And the person to say, oh my God, that's nasty. And then you say, well, have you tried it? No, I haven't. So how do you define that as nasty if you've never given it a try? Right. I always say that when it comes to just life, you owe it to yourself to try things at least once, to give yourself that opportunity to really make a very wisdom-minded, conscious decision and say, okay, I tried it and I do not like it, right? That makes that statement that much more credible. So thank you for sharing that, Brother James. My next question is, what has been your most significant achievement?
My most significant achievement is, I will have to say, actually, when I got ready to start my podcast, and we all know that, you can start a podcast, but don't necessarily be a successful podcast. But I think my biggest achievement is when I did a men's week, and I did not know what to do. Didn't know anything about it. I've been involved in a lot of them, but I did not know I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to host it. Didn't know any of that. But the thing was, I made a phone call and the brothers answered. And that was a big, big achievement. And like I said, I had big ideas before my surgery, and everything slowed down. And after my surgery, my entire perspective just changed, and to just have someone say, you know what, I was at the verge of giving up, but you showed me another way, and I appreciate it. And that keeps me motivated every day to put out something. When I'm getting people from across seas all over the place sending me DMs every day, what do I do about this? And just to pat myself on the back and give God all the glory. Just the other day, I counseled a couple that's over in London who was thinking about going through a divorce, and I was able to counsel both of them, and they was able to reconcile. And they sent me a DM, explained to me what I did, how much they appreciated it, and how they're rebuilding their marriage. So those areas right there are big to me, because I don't take, how we always say, don't sweat the small stuff. That's true, but things are not small to me anymore. Things are not small to me. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds, because Dr. Pitts, I was told all of this. Hey man, you're not going to be able to reach these young boys. You're too old. You need to color in your beard. I heard all of that. But I kept going. I wouldn't stop. I'm not going to lie. Some of it did hit me a little bit, but as I said today in a post that I did earlier today, you may feel the effect of something, but don't let it stop your forward progress. So that was my biggest achievement, I would say, since my surgery, to actually save a relationship, to actually make a difference in somebody's life. And that's big to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And congratulations to that couple. 100%. I'm glad that they were able to work it out. Thank God that he used you as a vessel to be able to deliver that wisdom, that knowledge, and that understanding. Last question, my brother. What goals, since we're speaking about goals, what goals are you still working on and working towards of achieving?
Well, my biggest goal is my health. That's really what I'm working on right now, because I'm really getting my full strength back. Another goal is just building my social media presence, building my podcast, building my presence, building my coaching business. Like I say, I appreciate you, Coach CC, speaking that into my spirit. And it just came upon me all of a sudden. And I saw the effect that it has. So that's two things that I'm really working on right now. But as of right now, I'm really working on my health to get my strength back to where it was. I got one more appointment. And once that's done, I'm getting myself back in shape and just seeing how far I can go. Because every day I wake up, I remember a pastor saying, don't stop until the casket drop. Well, the casket is not going to drop for some years now. And so I'm going to continue pushing, and I'm going to continue. And I'm going to be reaching out, because I understand if you really want to be successful, you got to make an investment. And I'm a real big believer in that. So that is right there, just getting my health back. Because once I get my health back, that's that need. Once I get my health back, then I think that everything else will fall in place.
Absolutely. They always say, at least I say it, you got to be healthy in order for you to enjoy your wealthy, right?
That's right. Exactly.
It's very, very important. So, Brother
Mm-hmm.
James, do us a favor. Everybody definitely wants to know, how can everybody stay in contact with you? How do they reach you? What are all of your social media handles? If you can just share that with us on how the audience can stay in contact with you on your journey to success.
Well, you can reach me on Facebook at James Gifford. That's James Gifford. And you can reach me also on TikTok at Brother James 888. My business partner and I, we're working on our website right now. And I'm also in the process of writing a book. I'm almost done. In fact, this is what's so funny about that. I already had the material. All I did was put it together, and I just brought my material over, and I'm like, whoa, And so I'm almost there. But also you can reach me on Instagram at Brother King James on Instagram, or you can call me directly at 770-873-0724. 770-873-0724.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Brother James, for your knowledge, your wisdom, and giving us the understanding of how to set goals and stick to them. Thank you again, Miss Coach CC Sherrill Williams.
Yes.
Appreciate you tremendously. Listen, guys, we just love doing this as far as for giving you guys vital information. And a lot of you have been following the Mayhem in May for the last 3 years. This is day 18. You guys can only imagine what the next day is going to hold for the next speaker. Our previous speaker for day 17 was explosive and amazing. Listen, guys, I just love being able to drop this information and from different individuals besides myself, right? You guys see me on the social media platforms. I can talk about these topics all day, but I want you guys to hear from other experts that have different sides and different views to these particular topics. So other than that, you guys already know the quote: coming together is the beginning, sticking together is progress, but working together is success. My name is Dr. Casual Pitts, and I'll see you guys on the next Mayhem in May. Peace.